America is the land of competition. We compete on the field, we compete for jobs, and we compete in the market. This is not Soviet Russia where government-rationed cheese is the only option at the supermarket. When Americans go shopping, they're met by a bukkake of different styles, brands, and options to the point that they can choose exactly what they want. With the exception of a few government-mandated monopolies such as Amtrak and AT&T, no one company is legally allowed to artificially corner the market, unless it's video games and football. So why has there been only one NFL gaming title on the shelf for the past decade and a half? The answer to that is coming up right after this. Competition is a good thing, and if you aren't out here trying to win, then what are you even doing? Vincero Watches are relentless in their pursuit of victory and uncompromising when it comes to quality. If you are out here to show people you are winning, you need a watch from Vincero. Vincero watches are handmade, high quality, and they are fairly priced. Look like $1 million bucks, but only pay for the luxury you deserve. They even make me look stylish. They put an end to those cookie cutter watch designs. Vincero's watches have a distinct look and feel and will get more than just its self-notice. Hey ladies, right here I'm rocking a blue Kairos, and let me tell you, Vincero delivers on their promises. The weight and the feel is amazing, the quality's superb, you can feel the craftsmanship. And here's the secret, because Vincero sells directly to you, get this bad boy for 1/10 of the cost of other retailers. So after this video, go to the link below and plug in my code 5points at checkout and save even more, 15% off right back into your pocket. Again, that's code 5points from the link below for 15% off your first order. Vincero, luxury watches, handcrafted, fair prices. Today we're deep diving into the Madden exclusive license with the NFL and how it took a big dump on gaming for hardcore fans of the sport. But first, let's go back to a time when the market was rife with options, when the virtual football landscape stretched as far and wide as Khloe Kardashian's vag. Out of the 1990s, when Tecmo Bowl's delightful but limited charm gave way to the true contenders of the digital age like John Madden Football and NFL Quarterback Club, two mighty titans emerged. One, the mainstay, the Goliath, Madden. Using the namesake of the Super Bowl winning coach and beloved color commentator, Madden provided the closest simulation to the real thing and improved on their product with every passing year, typically outlasting most competitors. That is, until NFL 2K arrived on the scene and put the fear of God into the perennial champs. 2K stretched its legs on PS1 and Sega Dreamcast early in the new millennium, before finding itself on the new consoles, Xbox and PS2, where it truly came into its own. For a couple years, Madden and NFL 2K were direct competitors, and 2K was leading the race. For one, 2K released its game in 2005 at just $20, yes, American dollars, forcing Madden to scramble and eventually drop their price point to $29 just to compete. But it wasn't merely a matter of economics. 2K felt light years ahead in terms of presentation and gameplay as well. Whereas Madden was mostly bare bones, 2K featured a pre-game show from the one and only Chris Berman thanks to a handy ESPN license, and was superior in team building as well. Most importantly, everything in the game felt like it happened for a reason and not a random number generation. If you were running a stretch play with Jamal Lewis, then yeah, more often than not, your stiff arm on the defender was going to work because that's what would happen in real life. In Madden, if the almighty wheel of chance dictates that Nathan Peterman is going to shrug off a tackle from Von Miller, then that's the way it goes. But he usually throws a pick, at least that part is accurate. Essentially, if Madden is a scripted experience, 2K was a masterpiece of physics and simulation. It was a palace of gaming greatness. But then, it was taken from us, gone too soon like a candle in the virtual wind. After 2K appeared victorious following a highly competitive 2005 in which Madden was getting killed in sales, Electronic Arts purchased an exclusive rights contract with the NFL and the NFLPA, making them the only company able to produce an NFL video game. The idea behind an exclusive rights agreement on the part of the league was that the NFL could control its image and public perception in one video game easier than it could with multiple games, because of course video games have always been at the forefront of the NFL's issues. In the same way only Nike makes NFL uniforms and only New Era makes NFL hats, only EA could now make NFL video games. and what they got as a result was a singular, watered-down mess. If it sounds like a monopoly, that's because it was, and if it sounds illegal, well, that's up for interpretation. A class action suit was filed 3 years later in 2008 to prove illegality, but after 4 years of litigation, the agreed-upon court settlement did not strike down the exclusivity contract, although it did do away with EA's contract with the NCAA, which is a game, of course, people actually liked and still to this day want to return. Just ask Snoop Dogg. There are two losers here, the potential competition and the consumers. Competition is one of the core values of Western civilization, and for good reason. It drives prices down, encourages innovation from everyone that enters the market, and allows the best product to flourish. The cream rises to the top, but it didn't here. Case in point, EA increased the price of Madden from $29.95 to $49.99 the year it signed the exclusivity deal with the NFL. Not only were football gamers not allowed a choice, but they had to pay an extra $30 for what was an inferior product. A kick while we were down. And with the market artificially cornered, EA can keep pumping out the same lackluster game with updated rosters and a new uninspired soundtrack every year, and the masses, if indeed they want to play football via their thumbs, must purchase the recycled dingleberry of a product that is Madden. Does Madden do some things well? Sure. Charles Manson was pretty good on the guitar too. The franchise mode and team building elements of the most recent titles have been strong. Perhaps though, it's only a point in Madden's favor because we don't know what would have evolved from NFL 2K. 2K tried to fight back in 2007 with their eventual cult classic All-Pro Football 2K8. They didn't have any sort of license or agreement from the NFL, but what they did do was ask for permission from retired NFL greats to appear in the game. The user was able to create a team complete with a name, logo, stadium, and city, design a beautiful or equally hideous uniform from scratch, and draft a roster with legends ranging from Slingin' Sammy Baugh to John Elway and Jerry Rice. While nominal, it lacked the coveted NFL branding, which was an inherent limitation, but the product between the lines was on par, if not better, than its spiritual predecessor. The game was more challenging and thus more rewarding than anything Madden had produced. It was a test of skill and of football acumen where reading the defense was more important than scrambling for 15 yards of play with Michael Vick or cheesing onside kicks. Unfortunately, while people kept buying Madden, only about 100,000 copies of All-Pro Football 2K8 departed the shelves, and any plans for a follow-up were scrapped when 2K shifted the majority of resources into its NBA series, where they wiped the floor with EA's second-tier title, NBA Live. These days, APF can usually be found for less than $3 on Xbox 360 or PS3 and probably will provide you as much joy as Madden ever could. The tragedy of the exclusive deal wasn't just that it eliminated NFL 2K, but it effectively ruined Madden. Without the looming specter of a better alternative, Madden has had no incentive to innovate the game in a meaningful way each year. Madden adds enough only to achieve the status quo and to justify selling a new game for an exorbitant price every year. In fact, the game has gotten rid of popular game modes like Superstar, Minicamp, and Create a Team that were all present in 2005. In the 14 years since the exclusive rights deal, the game has been stripped down and infested with bugs and awkward animations, as Madden's Metacritic rating has gradually dropped from a 93 to an 81. And even that 81 feels mighty generous. Unit sales have dropped with Madden, but EA has made up the difference by offering gamers microtransactions for player cards and packs on Madden Ultimate Team. So even if the number of people swearing off Madden increases with every year, the ability to nickel and dime the few loyal junkies of their fan base keeps EA in the black on a year-by-year basis. It does beg the question, would 2K be any better in this regard if they were still making football games? NBA 2K makes a large portion of their revenue from selling virtual content, a shortcut meant to improve a user's custom My Player without having to grind through the 82-game schedule and improve their skills the old-fashioned way. It's a trend in video games that preys mostly on younger players with access to mom's credit card and has already been banned in some arenas. Perhaps it's naive to think that 2K football would remain as consumer friendly as they were in the mid 2000s, but since that was the last note they left us on, it's natural to see the possibilities through nostalgic lenses. There are no plans to scrap the current deal that allows Madden to keep their ironclad grip on the football gaming market. Right now, there doesn't appear to be a way to not only bring back NFL 2K, but also to reintroduce competition and parity, two of the great buzzwords the NFL claims to hold dear. Sadly, if you want the NFL to listen, the only way is to vote with your wallet, to refuse to cave in and purchase an inferior product simply because it's the only game on the shelves. That's easier said than done, but the NFL is a bottom line organization, and only when the bottom line is affected is there change. And until then, the faithful will keep updating their rosters on NFL 2K5. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to check out Vincero Watches and their high quality, uncompromising timepieces. Go to the link below and enter in my code 5points and get 15% off your first order. And do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hopefully you don't break any controllers playing Madden today. I'm 5 Points Vids, and you made it to the end of this video.